Hi boys and girls, Miss Nichols here, and today our lesson is on linear perspective and how to make something sort of disappear or vanish over the horizon. So you may have been in a car before driving somewhere with your family and you look out the front window and the road seems to disappear. It gets smaller and smaller and then you can't see the rest of it. So we're going to make that optical illusion because it's just a trick that is played on our eyes. But how do you make that appear that way in your artwork? So we use lines. That's the word linear has to do with lines. And perspective is how you see something. So we're going to use a few things to create that linear perspective. We are going to use a point. It's called 1-point perspective, and we're going to use lines to create that. We're going to have a horizon line. It doesn't have to be straight. It could be wavy. It could be mountains, all kinds of things. We're going to have a horizon line. We're going to show different depth. Like our background has a deep quality to it. We're going to have the things that are close to us be in the foreground. Those are the things that are closest to us. In the middle is called the middle ground. And back where our vanishing point is called the background. They call that little point where things disappear vanishing point. And as you get to the vanishing point, things get littler and littler. You can do it with a set of hills as well, but you still have the vanishing point. Here's the foreground. Things are drawn clearly with great detail. The road here has rectangulars and everything is very clear. As I bounce into the middle area, the lines aren't made as clear. They're just a black line. And when I get to where I'm in the background area, they're just a little sporadic dot there. We want things to get littler and fade out as they go far away. Now that's not really happening. We just have a 2D piece of paper. But by using lines a certain way, we can create depth in our linear composition here. So space is one of the elements of art, and we're going to talk about today linear perspective. If you can see this artwork here, now this is a road. This is a road, but it doesn't start in the very middle. The vanishing point is over here by some buildings, and then it goes down into some windy lines here. If there was a person right here, we can tell how big the door is. The people would be this big. But look, there's people walking up the path and they're little. They're small because they had to change sides. If they were here, they'd be about this big. And they even have doors to sort of let us see in the gate, so we know the people would be about this big. But as they walk up, they get smaller and smaller because they're disappearing. And we're going to do that today. We're going to make a fun little ocean exhibit. And we're going to use those lines that disappear, a vanishing point, and have fun with that. I want to show you some things I found in books. Here's a book, Green Eggs and Ham, and Dr. Seuss did his railroad tracks with a vanishing point. Here you can see the wood on the tracks and the 3D nature of them, and you can see the rails nice and clear, but as it goes to the middle area, you can't really see the wood shapes much more. And then when you get to the back, it's just little teeny black lines as he gets towards his vanishing point. A picture for Harold's room. Harold does the same thing. He has a vanishing point and then he has some windy lines to make a road that's disappearing over by the city. He does it again later in the book when he makes some railroad tracks. So there's his vanishing point, there's some mountains, and he makes them disappear between the mountains. But here, when we're close to Harold, we can see the wood and the rails, but as it gets smaller, things become faded and not so clear. If Harold puts a flower here, it's got a bud on it and everything. As it moves away, it gets teenier and teenier and then just sort of disappears. One more in this little book here. This little dog guy is walking on a pathway, and I can see the bend of the path. His little arm is in front of the vanishing point, but it vanishes between two grassy hills there. So you see vanishing point all over the time, all over in books and in real life. So how are we going to create that? Well, again, we are going to use some lines. I'm going to use a ruler, boys and girls, and a ruler and a pencil, and I think I can draw dark enough to where you can see what I'm doing. So let me grab my paper and we'll start. One sec. All right, so we are going to, I'll move this one out of the way. Use a ruler and a pencil, and we are going to make a horizon line. This is where the sky meets the earth, and you could say it that way, and make yourself a horizon line. I'm going to make mine about right here. I'll try to draw dark with my pencil so you can see what I'm doing. All right, I'm going to put a dot right here. We are going to make an ocean exhibit. If you've ever been to Great Lakes Crossing, you maybe have went to Legoland, and there's also an ocean place there that's really cool. And you can walk in an area just like this, and the sea life, the ocean life, is over top of you, going over your head and on the sides. It's really cool. So when we make this, that's what it reminds me of, going to Great Lakes Crossing to see that ocean exhibit. It's pretty neat. So again, we've got our dot. Take your ruler. You could do it freehand as well. You know what? I need to move this up higher because I'm running out of space, but I want to make sure you can see it. I think I'll do it there. All right. Take your pencil and go down to the corner of your page. I'm just going to use the ruler to guide me a little bit and to start me out, and then I'll just sort of finish freehand. I'm going down to the corner there of my page. There's my vanishing point. Here's my horizon line. And here are my linear lines that are going to help with everything converging. Converge means they all get together. They're going to go together. And so that's my line of convergence. And that's called the vanishing point. Okay, after that, I'm going to add some more lines. I'm going to add 4 lines. Your paper probably is smaller, and you won't have to worry about the length. My ruler doesn't really go the whole way, of course. And so I added 2 lines. I'm going to add 2 more. We're going to turn these lines that all start at the vanishing point, we're going to turn these into a checkered floor. We're going to do it checkered because that sort of is really dynamic and it catches your eye. And it's a great contrast against the walls of the ocean exhibit there. Then what do? You bring your, I'm going to get that out of here. Take your pencil and make the first tiles on your floor. They're going to be pretty big because they're close to us, so they can be pretty good size. As you move up towards the vanishing point, these tiles need to get smaller. I'll put my ruler on top so you can see more clearly. Can you see they're starting to get smaller? And then as you go to the vanishing point, they need to get smaller and smaller. You just move on up towards that point and try to have a gradual decrease. That means a lower, smaller in your tiles. Okay, and that'll help your eyes. It plays that optical illusion trick on our eyes. Just by the way we do the lines and all that. Once you get close enough, you can just sort of do it by eye. Without a ruler. In fact, you can do this whole project without a ruler if you like. Now I'm going to make the things that go around. I'm just going to start on one of my lines. I might start right here. I'm going to make some verticals going up and one, and then I'm going to move in just a smidge because I want these to be like the metal bars in between the glass partitions on my ocean exhibit. I'm going to go over here and do the same thing on that dot up. Move in just a bit, because these are like little metal things that hold the glass in place. Now, this one's pretty good size because it's right by us. I'm going to step in a few more tiles, maybe to here, and make the next one. I'm going to just go straight up, and I just sort of take them a little bit above the horizon line. I'm going to do that second line again, but I'm trying to get it smaller than the last bar on this side. There we go, and then you can just take your pencil and go across and see where this bar goes. And put that straight up, move in a little bit, and make it a little smaller than this one, because as things go towards the vanishing point, they need to get smaller. All right, I'm going to go in a few more times here, and I'm going to do this one. It doesn't matter, you just judge it as far as how how many tiles back you go. You can do that. And I'm going to do this part just by hand. I'm going to make that there. And then this one here. And then when I get to the back, I might do one more, and it's just going to be way back like that. I just did that one with regular pencil. Now, the rest of this we do freehand. So go up here. We're going to connect these and make just a gentle curve. This holds the ceiling glass up there for the ocean part that's above you as you walk down this ocean exhibit. Curve, gentle curve. Go make the next one. As you're coming closer to yourself, things get bigger. So I'm going to sort of make this one a little thicker. I'm hitting paper underneath my page, so I'm getting some bumps, but you probably won't have that. So see how I'm getting this bigger? All right. And after that, boys and girls, I color this in a checkerboard. So I can show you the rest on here. This is a line I erased, boys and girls. I erased this line. You'll see that I erased it in my picture here. So after that, boys and girls, you can add color and fish. It's really fun. I like doing ocean stuff. So color your floor in checkerboard. Everything you do should sort of fade when you go to the vanishing point, even the way you color. Color these dark, and then I colored these sort of medium, and then get lighter and lighter. Same with your fish. If they're way back in here, make them sort of teeny. I had fun making some fish go off the edge and all that. Draw the fish that you like. This is a really fun project, and then color it. And I hope that you send me some of your finished sea aquariums using Vanishing Point. And let's review some of that stuff for just a second. And I'm excited to see what you get. So, 1 point perspective, there's our point. Horizon line, and it is a horizontal line. They go that way. And then vanishing point, where things are going to disappear. Things that are close to us are the foreground. There's the middle ground, just like we think middle. And then the background back here. Boys and girls, there's other things you can do with vanishing point. You could make a road that wiggles like that. You could make a set of buildings. Whoops, there goes my pencil. Buildings can be made this way. Let's move this out of the way for a sec. Buildings can be made like this. You just, same thing. Like this, put your road. Could be a street. Sometimes people put points like this to help them, some lines up there. And then you make your buildings. And that line helps you to guide you to make them bigger as they're coming down towards you. And you can make a city that way, and you can make the buildings on both sides, and you could make another line for a sidewalk. Very fun. Okay, well, boys and girls, I hope you have fun making this sea aquarium and using 1 point perspective. I hope I get to see some of your finished projects. Send them to nicholsj@dexterschools.org. Have fun. Bye-bye.